Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is MazezRealm once again, and welcome to yet another episode of my series, The Arsenal for Call of Duty Ghosts. And on this episode, I'm going to be covering one of the most controversial weapons in Ghosts, and that is the MSBS Assault Rifle. Now, for those of you who don't know too much about this weapon in real life, it's actually a Polish Bullpup assault rifle that is also offered in a standard configuration with the magazine in front of the trigger mechanism. In game, however, this weapon is actually offered in the Bullpup configuration, and it's a 3-round burst weapon. Now, the reason why this weapon was so controversial was because of the fact that it would kill in 2 shots even though it had a 3-round burst in it. And that is what caused this weapon to really be frowned upon by a lot of the players that like to use other weapons, because it would just steamroll over anyone that was not using this weapon. So that is why Infinity Ward decided to nerf the weapon and to give it a slower rate of fire and also reduce the damage that it dealt at range. So it balanced it a little bit more, and basically other weapons can compete with it, but it's still one of the best assault rifles in the game. Now, for the attachments that we do have on this weapon here, we do have the silencer to keep us off the minimap and reduce the muzzle flash quite a bit. It does reduce the range, but it's still quite effective with the attachment. We also have the foregrip that allows us to control the recoil a little bit better, because our third attachment increases that recoil, and that is the automatic fire selector switch that gives us a fully automatic weapon, but it does reduce the accuracy a little bit. Now, for our perks, we have got Ready Up, On the Go, Scavenger, Amplify, Focus, and of course we've got the extra attachment perk that enables us to use that automatic fire selector switch. Now, the strike package that we have here is the Assault Strike package, and it's equipped with the Guard Dog, the Trinity Rocket, and the Griffin, which has become one of my favorite assault streaks to use. I just love that thing, and it really is a lot of fun. But now we're going to move on to the gameplay here, and it is of a team deathmatch on Freight. And this, I will tell you guys, is a very good gameplay. It really is one of the better gameplays that I've had on Team Deathmatch, and I've had some pretty good matches here on Team Deathmatch, and in specific Freight. It's one of my favorite maps, and I really do perform well in it while playing Team Deathmatch. This Team Deathmatch, however, kind of stacks up above the rest because it really was a good one, and I went ham sauce on this one. And part of the reason why is because of this weapon. It really is a very good weapon. In fact, some would say that it is the best assault rifle in this game, because you can use it in almost every configuration and be effective with it. Now, when it is used in the 3-round burst configuration, it is a very high damage assault rifle that also has very controllable recoil because of that burst and how it stabilizes after each burst. And that's what makes it quite accurate. However, I wanted to be able to make a class setup that was unique. I didn't want to make a loadout that features the same configuration that everybody uses it with, like the red dot with the muzzle brake, or the red dot with, you know, the flash suppressor or something like that. I wanted to make sure to make it a unique loadout that is still effective. It takes a little bit more skill to use it in this particular way, but it is very rewarding for those players that are very good with adapting to different configurations of weapons and basically can work with that. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. So because of that, I decided to put 3 attachments on this weapon. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why I used 3 attachments instead of just use, you know, the suppressor with the fully automatic selector switch. And the reason for that is because the recoil is very high when you do put that attachment on it. It just makes it a little bit too high for my liking if you want to be able to compete at, you know, longer ranges. So because of that, the foregrip really helps. And I also wanted to put the silencer on there, or the suppressor, because I wanted to maintain that stealth roll that I really like to have in Team Deathmatch. The perks really complement this loadout very well. I know you guys are probably wondering why I don't have sleight of hand on there. And the reason for that is because this weapon has one of the fastest reloads in its class as well. So you really don't need sleight of hand, but I do have a reload perk, and that is on the go. That helps us reload and get away from danger. And since this class allows us to reload quite quickly to begin with, that on the go perk is quite useful, and it really does save your life quite a bit. Now, we don't really need Stalker on this weapon at all because of the fact that, you know, you have that 90% mobility to start out with the assault rifles, but also you want to maintain your accuracy with this weapon. And with Stalker, sometimes you'll actually miss a lot of the shots because you're strafing too much, and that will sometimes make you lose gunfights that you normally wouldn't lose. So instead of that, of course, we have Focus to help us stay on target when we're getting shot at, and that is a very good perk to use, especially on a high damage assault rifle like the MSBS. Another thing I did want to mention is that this class will outclass a lot of weapons in most situations. It is still the best assault rifle in my opinion in this game, and it will just absolutely melt people's faces because the damage that it has is just incredible. Nothing else will outshoot you as far as the damage is concerned. It's just really, really good, and that's why you will find yourself having incredible team death matches or any, you know, type of match with this weapon because of the fact that it just performs so well. I mean, gosh, it really is a good weapon. And that's kind of why Infinity Ward decided to take a second look at this weapon. And I used to hate dying by this weapon. Anyone who has played with me in Ghost will know that I used to bitch and moan and rage when I would get one bursted, or half bursted in this case, in close quarters combat by some camper that fired from the hip and landed 2 shots and killed me. It was the worst and most frustrating way to die. And I'm really glad that Infinity Ward did nerf the rate of fire a little bit on this weapon, and also lower the damage at range, because you just could not counter this weapon. Marksman rifles would lose to it, sniper rifles would lose to it, I mean, submachine guns would lose fights to it. It was just the most incredible weapon, and it was just too much. It was too much. It just would outslay any weapon in any category, and that's just not fair. So I'm glad that they did do that, and now it's still one of the best weapons. You will still do work with it, and as you can clearly see in this gameplay, if you are capable with any weapon in this game, you will literally destroy and dismantle enemy teams. And you know, I had to cover this weapon at least once as far as my loadouts were concerned, so I wanted to be sure to make it into a configuration that would reward you a little bit more and would not make your skill suffer from it being too overpowered. And that's why I decided to show you guys this configuration of this weapon. Now you can clearly see that I'm doing some work with this Griffin, and this Griffin is just so much fun to use. I really love the Dragonfire from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I wanted to see what this Griffin would be like, and it really is fun because it's a lot better than the Dragonfire, but it has different unique characteristics to make it a little bit different. So it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy using it, and I really enjoyed using it in this gameplay as well, and especially on this map because it really can fly around in many different areas, and you can get quite a bit of kills with those explosive rockets that it fires at the enemies. So lots of fun to be had with that configuration of the kill streaks, and it's just a lot of fun to use new loadouts that not very many people are using in Call of Duty Ghosts, and this is one of them. And I wanted to be able to keep you guys entertained by making a loadout that is unique, as I said at the beginning of this commentary. I don't want to bore you guys with the same old shit that everybody shows you. Oh, the MSBS with Stalker, the red dot, and the muzzle brake. None of that. I wanted to be able to keep you guys entertained with a different loadout. So, hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay as it is coming to a close. If you did enjoy this loadout, please be sure to let me know in the comment section below. I know that the Google Plus comments are very annoying to have to deal with, but I really do value your guys' feedback and would love to hear from you guys. And just let me know how you enjoyed using this loadout and if you did well with it. Also, be sure to drop a like on this video if you'd like. It really helps me out quite a bit, and I like being able to get feedback from the videos that I make so that I can make them better for you guys as well. And also, make sure that you stay all the way until the end of the credits, because then you'll be able to see all of the players that were featured in this gameplay, including myself. So that's basically how I give shout outs to you guys. And if you want to be able to see who I was playing with when I got this gameplay, just stay tuned for those credits there, and you'll be able to see that as well. But that will pretty much wrap up this episode of the Arsenal. If you have any suggestions of any loadouts that you want me to feature, or weapons I should say, that you want me to feature in the Arsenal, also be sure to state that in the comments section below, and I really hope that you guys do enjoy this loadout. But until next time, this has been MazezRealm. I am out.